making his way to the ring, the challenger, Britain's Frank Bruno.
Frank Bruno looking to succeed tonight where so many other British heavyweights have failed. His best chance, and surely his last chance. Bruno prepares for his ring entrance, the long walk to the ring. 9 years and 45 days since his first world title attempt against Tim Witherspoon right here at Wembley Stadium. Will it be a different story tonight? Institution, now nearly 34 years of age, entering to a spectacular firework display, real pyrotechnics, and what a crackling atmosphere at Wembley Stadium. There have been very few nights like this, I can tell you, in boxing. We could have done without the booing of the American national anthem. But Bruno is absolutely full of self-belief. I've spoken to him a lot in the build-up. He really believes that this time he's going to do it. And Glenn McCrory, you think he will, don't you?
I do, Ian. I think he's got certainly this is his best chance. He's got everything to fight for here. And I've said it before, one of the main things I think he's got is another ingredient, that's desperation. He wants it so bad this time. He feels time's running out. This is his last chance. And so he's so focused for this. I think he can do it.
Frank has been so many things. Knockout specialist, pantomime star. You've seen him on the adverts. He's known huge popularity and great wealth. He has a big house and a lovely family, but the one thing he wants more than any other has eluded him, the heavyweight championship of the world. Is this the night that the long, long Bruno story has a happy ending? Fans reaching out to touch him, but the minders making sure that they don't. Locked in his own thoughts. McCall is an old friend, an old sparring partner, but they've been anything but friends in the weeks leading up to this fight. Now listen to the reception Bruno gets now. is willing him to do it tonight. And there's Nigel Benn, having just defended his title, waving the flag for Britain and for his big boxing mate, Frank Bruno. How's he look then?
I think he looks very focused. Obviously, it's a very tense, nervous moment for him when this is a bad time, but he looks very strong-minded. He looks very focused.
Is this the night of destiny? Now, we're hearing from backstage is the first of the night's little dramas that McCall, at the moment, won't come out of his dressing room. So he's trying to keep Bruno waiting, and that is obviously a psychological ploy, Glenn.
Yes, I'm sure he's trying to win a little bit of the intimidation game here. But I think Frank's enjoying it up there. The crowd certainly are loving this. Brilliant scenes. Frank's nice and loose there. He's getting into the rhythm of the music.
Let's go backstage. There's McCall's dressing room. It's still firmly locked, and he's trying to give Frank the run around here. Now it opens. It's the oldest trick in the book, that, to keep the other guy waiting in the ring. I remember once they tried to keep Tyson waiting, and he punched a hole in the dressing room wall.
Not the man to keep waiting.
There's American promoter Don King. Now McCall is on his way.
Ain't nobody gonna stop. All in the game of school. Ain't nobody gonna stop.
And look at this. He's in tears again, as he was on his way to the ring before he fought Lennox Lewis. And the reason he said he was in tears is, I was so emotional because I knew that what I was going to do was going to change my life. Is this a bad sign for Bruno that he's that hyped up again?
I'm not sure. I've scenes I've never seen before. I've never seen a fighter that emotional going into the ring. I'm not sure whether, how balanced he will be. He must have psyched himself up into some tremendous frenzy to get like that. On the other hand, Frank looks nice and cool, relaxed.
Now McCall, I think, is just about at last to enter the ring. Bruno's been there about 5 minutes.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, here's the defending world champion from the United States, Oliver McCall.
Well, as you'll have gathered by now, this is an extremely partisan crowd. Let's hope that that does not spill over into anything other than excellent support for Bruno. McCall is on his way. Second effective from Chicago, the USA. atomic bull. Way to the ring, McCall, but that's quite usual. That's how emotional he becomes about these things. McCall is the former Tyson sparring partner who's graduated now as a champion in his own right. Than Bruno.
I said I wouldn't think so, Ian. I don't think he's been around anybody, maybe not even as physically strong as Frank Bruno. He's very strong, Frank, and a big, big puncher.
The durable and dangerous Oliver McCall. Though there are those who doubt whether sometimes he lacks the discipline and mental edge. There have been rumours that his training has not been all that it should be. Well, are they just rumours? We are about to find out, I think. Really, it's a very, very long walk, as football fans will know, from those dressing rooms all the way up to what is effectively the centre spot of the football pitch. Here comes McCall now. Now just watch his move when he gets in the ring.
Here comes the man. Here comes the thriller. Heavyweight champion, maniac killer. This time it's Bruno. He's in the back.
A year ago, 200 yards away at Wembley Arena, his right hand destroyed Lennox Lewis. Will he repeat the dose tonight? This is the tale of the tape tonight. Oliver McCall is 30, Bruno now nearly 34. Bruno the taller man, both have got good jabs. And Bruno outweighing McCall by nearly a stone. That is expected. Those are about the weights we would have expected. Bruno close to his heaviest ever. 44th fight tonight for Bruno, 32nd for McCall. Bruno, despite his long career, has boxed less rounds because of all those quick knockouts. 88% knockout ratio for Bruno, but not yet in elite class. That's the key thing. McCall, who's never, ever been floored or stopped. Up, land of hope and glory. The patriotic fervour is running high.
So I think he maybe just feels this is an easier fight. I think that would be a big mistake if he does. Nigel Benn in the thick of it there.
Bruno's been kept waiting now for close to 15 minutes. But we are at last set to go, I hope.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Wembley Stadium for our featured attraction of the evening, brought to you by Frank Warren Sports Network and Don King Productions, as sponsored by The Sun. This bout is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, the President Jose Sulaiman, Supervisor Enza Jacoponi, along with the British Boxing Board of Control, the steward in charge, Nipper Reed. Our physician at ringside, Mr. Pat Whitfield, timekeeper at the bell, Bob Edgeworth, and I introduce to you the judges. Scoring this bout from ringside, Malcolm Bullner, Newton Campos, and Rai Solis. And presenting our referee in charge, working in this his 90th world title bout, Tony Perez. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance, boxing fans joining us across the UK on Sky Sports, and boxing fans joining us around the world, it's showtime! With the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing, I present to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing red trunks with white and blue trim, fighting out of and representing London, England. He weighed in at 17 stone, 9 pounds and 10 ounces, or 247 1/2 US pounds. His record includes 39 wins, 4 losses, with 38 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is ranked the WBC #6 contender, introducing the hard-hitting heavyweight who tonight is making his 4th attempt at the world title. Please welcome Britain's favorite son, Bruno.
A rousing reception from the big Wembley crowd for Bruno. They're all behind him.
And his opponent across the ring is the defending world champion, ready to fight out of the red corner on my left, wearing black trunks with red trim, fighting out of Chicago, Illinois in the United States. His weight 16 stone, 10 3/4 pounds, or 234 3/4 US pounds. With a record of 26 wins and 5 losses, he has 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight he is making the 2nd defense of his title, introducing the WBC Heavyweight Champion of the World, the Atomic Bull, Oliver McCall. Once again, here's our referee in charge, now to give instructions, Tony Perez.
Absolutely crackling atmosphere here. There's no doubt that this is one of the big nights. But can Bruno crown it with victory for the British fans? It was here 32 years ago that Henry Cooper floored the then Cassius Clay with the most famous punch ever thrown in a British ring. Can Bruno unleash that kind of drama and moment in history tonight?
Instruction in the dressing room. I remind again, give me a good clean fight and I will not bother neither one of you. 2 things you should remember: obey my commands, and most important, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
And there's wife Laura, Frank Bruno's wife. What must she be going through? Tony Perez, the referee, who handled the 2nd fight between Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali. Very experienced American. Here we go. Can Frank do it? Due to go 12 rounds for the WBC title. And the build-up, the call, threatened to do what Joe Lewis did to Max Schmeling and beat Bruno in round 1. Bruno already getting to work behind that very good left jab that he has.
Yes, that's what he has to do. He has to rely on that jab very much. He's got to keep sticking out. It's a solid weapon, and he's landing it well now in.
McCall smiling as the right hand went in. looking at his corner almost arrogantly. He says that he won't be the first to take a back step. Bruno catches him with a left hook on the way in there, though, McCall. Bruno is so passionate, so committed. This is my time, he says. We will find out in the next few minutes. Left hand again. But this guy really is Mr. Durable, McCall. He's sparred 300 rounds with Tyson and says he's never been down. Better start from Bruno, and that's often been the case. It has been the case in his previous world title attempts, except the one against Tyson. Trying the left hook this time. Bruno says, I hit harder than Tyson now.
All Frank's work is coming off that jab. Looks a good punch. The left hook, he's landed a couple of times, looked good. Right hand.
That's encouraging for Bruno. That rocked McCall back. He's felt the weight of Bruno's punching already, I fancy here, McCall. Just squinting a little bit and giving up. Signs of distress there, McCall. This is a good opening round for Bruno.
Yes, this is what Frank had to do. He had to start well. He had to make Oliver McCall go in the reverse gear a little bit. He had to make him think. And that's what he's doing.
It's all Bruno in round one. McCall was unimpressive in his first defence against the ancient Larry Holmes. But this is a different kind of fight. McCall looking to unleash that dangerous right hand of his, the one that dispatched Lennox Lewis. Bruno very, very sharp in round one. This is Ian Darke and Glenn McCrory ringside for you at Wembley Stadium. Frank Bruno, a very, very good opening round here as he challenges for the World Heavyweight title.
Yes, very, very good. And already Oliver McCall has had to feel the weight of Frank Bruno's punches. Good looping right hand there. Very good work from Bruno. He used the jab very well in that round.
Second round, and Bruno looks for that same punch right at the start of the round again. The atomic bull charges in. McCall getting the gloves up. Bruno has a confident look about him, but of course we do worry because we've seen him fall apart in 3 other challenges.
I'm not sure if I know, but there seems to be a little bit of swelling on McCall's left eye. Maybe off the big right hand from Frank.
McCall was so dismissive about Bruno in the build-up. He called his punching slow garbage. Might have been ticket selling hype. He may have been.
Yes, there is a mouse right underneath McCall's left eye, so Frank's punches are getting through.
Working behind his jab. Saying if he has to this time, he will be able to go for 12 rounds. Well, let's see. It may not come to that.
so much sparring, even when Tyson comes so long. And I thought if Bruno could hit him with a good punch early in the fight, he would then go into sparring tournament mode and look to survive this fight.
Well, he did hit him with a good punch early in the fight, didn't he? That hit the gloves, I'm going to call that there. And a very good left hook from Bruno too. Again, McCall smiles at somebody at ringside. But so far, the champion has done next to nothing.
Yes, he's very quiet, not landing with the jab. You don't look at any of his punches off, and it's all coming from Bruno.
The key moment in this fight might be when McCall does land with his right hand. How Frank responds to that. Says referee Perez to McCall. Bruno's round again, and McCall's mind to me seems to be somewhere else.
Now go to the guy, but you got the jab on him. You're not jabbing. You understand? Now when he fires at you, when the guy fires at you, don't jump back down.
Treatment below the left eye. Bruno McCall has got the ice bag on it, and it's swelled up. Bruno's punch power already taking its toll.
Yes, and it looked like it was the big right hand in the first round that did the damage. He came out in the second round with that damage already done. So it's good work from Bruno.
Third round. Bruno, of course, in the red trunks, as if we knew the identification. Paul did at least land with the jab there. He's finding it very, very hard to get to Bruno. Fourth attempt for Bruno. And if you think that's a hopeless cause, well, Jersey Joe Walcott did it at the fifth attempt in 1951 against Izzard Charles.
Bruno has still got to keep remembering the jab. I think that's the key weapon. Larry Holmes gave McCall all sorts of trouble behind the jab, and that's what Frank's got to do. Frank's got a good jab, and he's got to use it, and then he's got the power behind that.
We're going to see McCall slowly work his way into the fight. So we'll be going longer than the one across the road a year ago with Lennox Lewis.
I'm sure McCall's got a bit to do yet because he's hardly done anything at all. He's really not getting up with his work at all.
This has been a slightly better round for McCall. He's just looks as if he's beginning to get some sort of foothold.
He's trying to push forward. He's trying to use the jab at him. But so often, more often than not, he's coming in with his head down. He's not really looking at Bruno.
Decent looking left hand and the right cross too as McCall tried to hold on inside. And the right uppercut's a great shot too from Bruno, and McCall is quite happy to just gain a bit of respite again.
Bruno using quite a good variety of punches. The left hooks work good and the right uppercut. He's now trying to force forward and push Frank on the back foot more.
Yes, it's been a good sharp start by Bruno, but this, I think it's worth remembering, might only be phase one. defensive work from him.
The one good thing that McCall has is he has good punching power.
Welcome back to Wembley Stadium, which is alive with excitement. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching live on Sky Sports tonight, as Frank Bruno has made a great start here against Oliver McCall.
There's a good left hook there, you see him turning it around. He's had good variety in this fight so far. He landed with a good uppercut as well. This is a good fight so far for Bruno.
Here's round 4. McCall gets through there with the left hand. Scorecard so far, everything to Bruno. I remember here 9 years ago, he was leading for 8 rounds against Tim Witherspoon, and it all slipped away from him. He's 24 then, he's nearly 34 now.
First time I think McCall has had a bit of success with that jab.
You just get the feeling, don't you, that this is starting to even up a bit.
As McCall just getting a little bit more success. He's starting to get in the fight a little bit more.
He's beginning to look a bit more focused, McCall. I think he knew that Frank would try to blast him out early. He expected it. One of the key issues might be tonight, can Bruno last 12 rounds?
That's right, he's never done that before.
Hasn't gone the distance in any fight for 11 years. Still taking the fight though to McCall.
It's the better work from Bruno, but it's because it's beginning to get a very physical fight. You wonder about the strength if it starts to sap in Bruno in the later stages.
Bruno's always been so heavily muscled, and it's been put forward as a reason why his stamina has sometimes looked suspect. He's burning energy quicker. McCall is nodding to his corner as if to say, yeah, okay, everything going to plan. But is it? Here at Wembley Stadium tonight, Frank Bruno reaching out for his place in history. Some good British fighters failed to become world heavyweight champions. Henry Cooper, Joe Budden, a very good defensive fighter. Don Cockle lost to Rocky Marciano, remember? Dan lost to Ali. Brian London was another loser. It's just in recent times. More recent times, anyway. This is the fifth. Nigel Benn has been yelling at Bruno. He's scared.
Again, more heavy punches from Bruno landing.
Swelling underneath the eye of McCall. Doesn't look any worse.
He's in the corner, he's just walking forward. He's not really coming behind. Good jab. We're trying to put combinations together. He's just trying to walk forward. As if he's just looking to try and land his feet and land one big punch. It doesn't look as if he's thought how to get past the Bruno jab.
Yeah, his wife Laura watching at ringside. Not many wives can endure the agony. Remember Charlie Dunphy's wife used to rush off to the toilet the moment the first bell sounded from the world flyweight champion. McCall hit this time by the body shot. I wonder if it's part of McCall's plan with all his durability to maybe just wait and see if Bruno does run out of gas again.
Yes, I think that could well be a consideration that they think Bruno will burn himself out in the early rounds and just try to soak it up and guard and keep out of the way of trouble as he can do, and then try to put the pressure on in the later rounds.
So pacing it is important for Bruno. Did walk onto the jab there. That was a good stiff jab from McCall. Bruno, who says the title has gone to McCall's head. He said he's been saying crazy things and then contradicting himself. I'm not sure I like him anymore. He certainly doesn't like him just at this moment. Bandage has come loose on Bruno's glove. Might be a stop in the action. There will be. Yeah, they've got to put that back because it might flick into the eye of McCall. George Francis, the veteran trainer there in the corner. He's been with Bruno all the way through that build-up in Lanzarote and then at the Leicestershire Health Farm. Frank hasn't seen his family. They're getting on for 7 weeks now. That's the measure of his dedication, whereas McCall has had his wife and family over here staying with him up at the Henlow Grange Health Farm. Every fighter prepares differently, I guess. They're just about ready to go on now.
While that little interval was going on, McCall was looking over to the corner and nodding, so I think I wonder if there's something up the sleeve, if you were right, where they're just going to explode into a bit more action at some point.
While all that's going on, Bruno is definitely building up an early points lead. How significant that turns out to be, we shall find out.
Landing there with a good solid left hand. He's starting to get closer and closer to Bruno.
We are live at Wembley Stadium. 5 rounds gone as Oliver McCall here defends his WBC Heavyweight Championship of the World against Britain's Frank Bruno. Fine start from Bruno, but we're just entering this phase of the fight where you start to worry about whether Frank's petrol tank might run dry. Let's hope he confounds us this time.
And it looks as if McCall's coming out to do a little bit more work this round. McCall are trying to G him up between the round. They want a bit more. I've got Franklin a very good lead. He just has to keep his concentration going, keep his rhythm going, so he can keep putting the jab out.
Paul's taken a lot of punches, but apart from that mark underneath his left eye, he seems quite unperturbed by them. He's taken them all. Beginning to have more success noticeably with the jab, which he had it 3 times. Rat-a-tat-tat just now. Oh, that's a tremendous right uppercut by Bruno.
Bruno just got a little bit of his own problems, a little bit of eye damage himself, just around the right eye, just a little bit of the swelling in his eye.
It's becoming quite grueling now as we move towards the scheduled halfway point in the contest. McCall looking for that dangerous right hand, and Bruno blocked it well.
It's one of the good things for Bruno so far is he's managing, when McCall comes in, Bruno's managing to tie him up, which in a lot of fights he hasn't done.
Judges, by the way, from Australia, Brazil and Mexico. Still can't really find a way to Bruno, and we're getting pretty deep into the fight now.
McCall seems when he mounts an attack, he seems to take his eyes off his opponent. He just ducks down and he's not really looking at Bruno.
As he's walking in but not doing a lot either on the way in or when he gets there. Bruno's doing the sharper work for me again in this round. Well, halfway point in the contest, I wonder how Barry McGuigan is reading things.
Ian, I only give McCall 1 round. Bruno's looking tired and going back to making the same old mistakes. It looks ponderous and at times very stiff. But McCall's coming forward without any real method. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just coming forward and sticking a jab out occasionally, landing a single punch. If McCall wants to get back into this fight, he needs to start throwing combinations. Look at this right uppercut, for example, and he's studying hard punches from a distance. Bruno, they all take effect and they have a wearing down effect, and if McCall is not careful, he's going to get worn down and possibly outpointed here. He's got to start working, he's got to start raising his game.
Thanks, Barry. It's fascinatingly poised. So many questions and answers coming up into the second half of the contest. Round 7. Here's the round where it all went wrong for Bruno against Lennox Lewis in Cardiff 2 years ago. He's got that swelling under the right eye, which they'll have to watch in the corner, Bruno.
Yes, they've got a bit of eye damage. It's a very tough grueling fight, this.
All the time you can hear the voice of Nigel Benn, who's defended his title successfully tonight, urging Bruno on, just as Bruno has urged him on in the past. Don't let him back you up is what Ben is screaming at Bruno. He's trying to use the jab. Frank elects to use the instead, to some effect as well.
Yes, it was a wise move from Bruno. Just a nice little chip shot. And he's just managing the jabs are not as solid as they were in the early rounds from Bruno, but they're still just keeping McCall off balance.
Bruno is just beginning to breathe a little more heavier now.
Yes, he's starting to tire just a little bit there. Two very big men in there.
Chance of Bruno from this very healthy looking crowd, filling the night air at Wembley Stadium, which has seen so many great moments in British sporting history. Will this be another tonight?
He's not doing anything to try and build up the points. So you think he's going to try and rely on a big punch.
Behind his head.
McCall get through to Bruno. Again, a heavy-looking head punch. McCall takes a look at the judge sitting right by me at ringside. Bruno's outworking him, isn't he?
Yes, he's the busier of the two. He's winning the rounds because he's using the jab and then he's using strong punches inside. McCall's just coming in close, looking for a big punch, and he's not managing to connect. So again, this is all good for Bruno.
No doubt at all he won that round. Well, it's a big points lead. He must be in by now, but is that going to count for anything when it comes to it? Is he going to get through the 12 rounds this time?
Well, obviously, we don't know the answer. It's difficult because he's never been there before. And always at the final step, Frank has failed. But he's doing a very good job here. He looks a little bit more educated and mature. He's landing with good jabs, and then as McCall comes in, he's tying him up. So obviously he's reserving a bit of energy there. Normally he looks to grab and maul and punch fighters a little bit around the back. But he's reserving that energy and just building up points.
Now there's the scene at Shoeless Joe's. They're all packed in there, as they are at the pubs and clubs and in living rooms throughout Britain, urging Bruno, they hope, to victory. Live from Wembley Arena, Wembley Stadium I should say, on Sky Sports, here's round 8. Must be said, so far McCall has been very disappointing, hasn't he?
Yes, he's done very little. Certainly there's been no snap in his work whatsoever.
But at some points we feel that McCall, sensing his points deficit, might start to really go for it, start to gamble, and that is going to be another key phase.
Well, if McCall wants to retain his title, he really has to start throwing some punches. And if he's going to get Bruno in any sort of trouble, he's got to land with shots.
McCall has Bruno in a big points lead, and I imagine the judges must have too. Ooh, the heads seem to come dangerously close together there. McCall having a word with Tony Perez, not happy with something that Bruno was doing inside. Having to take the body shot. Bruno was saying when they sparred together, McCall didn't seem to like shots to the belly. That hasn't really tried that too much. He's been mostly headhunting.
Again, Bruno just picking up the extra points by using that jab and then punching off of it. Southpaw now we're seeing a lot of different things from Bruno.
Well, he was doing this in training. I saw him just switch hitting in training. I think that's a little sign of confidence maybe from him, that he feels he can do that. Just need to mess McCall around a bit more.
I think it is, but he's got to be careful of the dangerous right hand that McCall has. He switches to southpaw. He could leave himself open to that shot.
Yes, he could walk onto one, couldn't he? Bruno still boxing. Out of the southpaw starts. McCall twice with the jab.
I think it's got to be positive that we're seeing Bruno really thinking there. He's a lot looser because obviously he's doing a lot of different things, so he's got a good rhythm.
He's back. Southpaw again as the round ends. What did you make of that one, Glenn?
Again, I think a good round for Bruno. He's doing some good things. I think it was a nice little power when he turned to the southpaw. He's throwing body shots. He's just switching it around a bit, and it still shows that he's thinking well.
Four more rounds to go. Oliver McCall's family are here too. I wonder if they think this title might be slipping away. He's got 6 children, 2 sons, 4 daughters. And there's Frank's wife, Laura. I think the eldest daughter, Nicola, may be here. I was told she would be coming, but I haven't seen her yet.
This is the eye damage there on McCall. He's had to ship some heavy punches. They will be taking their toll.
Bruno still with the swelling under his right eye. McCall with the slight damage under his left, but that hasn't grown any worse since it happened very early in the fight, about round 2. McCall, a better success rate in terms of percentages, but look at that, Bruno's landed 97 to McCall's 70. And that is the key thing, I think. Mostly they've been better quality. Now McCall, I just get the feeling he's trying to step it up now, Glenn.
Yes, I think really panic stations must be starting to come in a little bit. Into the 9th round now, and he's a long way behind. He's got to really do something a bit special.
I think the question now is, can Bruno last home? He's not in the finishing straight by any means yet. That's a good right hand over the top of McCall's guard. Again, the take coming a bit loose this time on Bruno's left glove. Bruno in the past has been described as wooden and robotic, and maybe early in his career those were pretty fair criticisms, but he has gained greater know-how and manoeuvrability and boxing savvy as he's gone on.
Yes, and he's certainly showed an awful lot of that tonight. He's done a lot of different things, and he's done them well. Really, he just has to keep relaxed and loose so he doesn't start to stiffen and tire.
John Morris, the secretary of the British Boxing World Control, saying this morning Bruno deserves a world title for everything he's done for British boxing. But if it was a popularity contest, he'd have won it years ago. Right hand was a good shot again from Bruno. So far, so good from his point of view.
Yes, he's doing everything right. McCall just can't find the answers.
He's outboxed McCall. And outpunched him so far.
McCall has really boxed with like a fighter with very little desire.
What are they saying in that corner, I wonder? George Benton, the trainer, with Greg Page, the former world heavyweight champion there. Malcolm Garrett's in there.
He's trying to still fight. You gotta let it go, man. The hell with that trying.
He hasn't really looked anything like as committed as Bruno, has he?
None whatsoever. He hasn't had any spark. You see a good right hand. He just can't get anything off. And it's the jab, for me, that is doing this for Bruno. He's controlling the fight behind the jab. And then when McCall gets close in, this sort of work comes from Bruno. And these are sickening punches. They look a lot happier in the Bruno corner.
George Francis urging his man on in the past. George hammered the likes of John Conte and John Mugabe as well in more recent times.
You see Nigel Benn there shouting, use the jab, use the jab. He sees it. That's the key weapon. That's keeping McCall off balance. He's not allowing himself to set his feet to land the big punches. And this is good loose work from Bruno.
And there's a rising tide of noise now around Wembley Stadium because this crowd sense that Bruno might be close.
He's just trying to lift himself, trying to pick it up a little bit more now, trying to charge in.
If Bruno was to lose this now, I think it would be probably the biggest letdown of all the world title fights he's had, wouldn't it? He's so much in control of this fight at the moment.
Yes, he's boxed with a new maturity. He's been very much in command and done pretty much as he pleases.
He said before the fight, I'm bigger, I'm fitter, I'm more focused, and a punch harder.
A beautiful uppercut there, just right through the middle of McCall's jaw.
At this point, he's just beginning to work McCall over a bit. But he must keep concentrating right the way through because McCall does have that right hand. And he showed against Lewis that given one gap, he could explode it and end all Frank's dreams.
Good maturity from Frank. He's good experience. He's tying McCall. Whenever McCall gets in close, he's just putting the handcuffs on him, as they say, tying them on.
It's good defensive work again from Bruno. There is a tangible excitement about this place at the moment. That's a good left uppercut inside by McCall. Bruno took the punch well. Just wants to buy a bit of time. He might have felt the weight of that one. And now a bit of blood from the nose of Bruno. And I think that may well have come from that left hand.
He's just, at the end of this round, he's just landed a few decent shots to McCall.
Blood from the mouth of Bruno now. Don't get careless, shouts Nigel Benn from ringside.
I thought that was a little bit of a better round from McCall. He did the better work towards the end. He may just have attracted the judges' attention and stole that round. He needs to do something big. Bruno's in a commanding lead. They're going to work hard in that corner. They're really going to try and psych him up. They need some big fireworks.
There's Glenn's scorecard. He has Bruno 7 points ahead at this stage, having given McCall the last round. Bruno must be in a big lead. And this is some of the action from that last round. Bruno's right hand.
There's a good right arm. He landed that early in the round. Later on, towards the end, McCall came back and started landing some decent punches himself. So this is a danger time now for Bruno. He's really got to keep relaxed, but keep tucked up and just keep McCall on the jab.
Here's another leg yet around obviously in the 11th that it went wrong for him against Tim Witherspoon here nearly a decade ago. All the question marks going into this about Bruno's stamina. It hasn't let him down yet. McCall caught on the way in by a crunching right hand. McCall is looking at the referee, and that is always a good sign for the other fellow, isn't it? Just giving out a little distress signal.
Yes, he's warning the referee to break them earlier. He feels he's just giving Frank a little bit too much time. McCall landed a good left uppercut there. That just stopped Bruno in his tracks a bit.
Oh, he's let go with another one as well. These are bad moments for Bruno. Caught with 2 head punches. He needs to hold on here and show some survival instincts.
And that's where Bruno has always been let down in the past. The survival instincts haven't been there.
Left uppercut was a dangerous punch too from McCall. This is the moment. This is the phase I thought might be coming, where McCall just abandoned caution and let the punches fly, and would hope that he could get Bruno going. Bruno must come through this.
Yes, he hasn't got to stand with McCall. He can't be drawn into a war, because that's when McCall can be dangerous. Bruno was on top of Lennox Lewis when the same thing happened. He was called a big left hook, so he's got to be careful. He's a big winner here. He's got to try and hang on, tie him up, just use his patience and then get back on the jab again.
The 11th round. Was that the last charge from the Atomic Bull, or has he got more? He's at last showing some drive, isn't he, McCall?
Yes, this has been the best part of the fight for McCall. He's landed with some good punches. I sense that Frank is starting to tire a little bit now.
Caught again, Bruno, by the left. This has probably been his worst round of the fight so far, and McCall may sense that there still may be an opening for him.
But the good thing from Bruno's point is he is tying McCall. He's trying to buy as much time as he can.
But I gave McCall that round.
Yes, I think he did enough. He was pushing on. He heard Bruno a couple of times there, and it's hard now for Bruno. He's got to be careful. He's done some good work. He's taken his opponent up. He's used his jab. He's obviously starting to get tired. He's got to keep this work up. He's 3 minutes away from McCall from being the heavyweight champion of the world.
There's some of McCall's punching. That good left uppercut.
It's a good punch from McCall, right through the middle. And you saw Bruno wanted to hang on there. He was hurt. He's tiring now. He's got to try to get the center of the ring, get on the jab, and just keep this work going.
It all comes down now to whether Bruno can stay out of trouble for the last round. Remember, he didn't against Bone Crusher Smith in his first ever defeat. Bruno is 3 minutes away from becoming WBC heavyweight champion of the world. I'm sure of that. Can he hold on?
But you can guarantee...
Bull will try everything.
That's right, you can guarantee McCall has got to throw out all the stops. He knows he's only got 3 minutes, or he's lost his time, so he's going to try everything here.
Bruno's breathing more heavily now. He'll hold on, try to tie McCall up, and that is all valid tactics from his point of view. McCall is looking for the one punch, or maybe the series of punches.
McCall looking at the referee. He wants the referee to break it. But Bruno's doing the right thing here.
People watching this have got butterflies in their stomach. It's almost nerve-wracking here. I've been at ringside for just about every fight Frank Bruno has ever had. We never thought we'd see him become a world heavyweight champion, but he seems so close now that he can touch it. There are, 1 minute, 45 seconds remaining. Look at the clock, top left of your picture, because that's a vital element here now.
Listen, he's got to be a big one. All he's got to do now is just try and mess McCall about, try and survive, keep out the way, tie him up when he can, wait till the referee breaks in.
But the key point for Bruno tonight, that when McCall has come forward, he's been clever enough, and he wouldn't have been earlier in his career, to tie him up and buy himself some time and hold the assault. And that's what he's doing now again, just messing McCall around. Every second for Bruno is gold dust now.
And there he is, he's 60 seconds away from being heavyweight champion of the world.
Rob Fitzsimmons did it, Lennox Lewis did it, Herbie Hyde won the WBO version for Britain. Is Frank Bruno going to join that very, very short list? He has, 40 seconds to survive. Can McCall find an opening? It's very late now. The right uppercut lands from McCall. Blood coming from Bruno's mouth. He's breathing heavily. McCall closes in for what surely is his last throw of the dice. Bruno is picking him up with the jab. Is this Frank's moment of destiny? He switches southpaw again. We are inside the last 10 seconds of the contest. He's caught with a left hand, Bruno. He holds on. The bell's going to go any second. Bruno must be a mile ahead on point, and he must have been the world heavyweight champion with that final bell. He surely has won it. Nigel Benn comes into the ring and lifts him high. Frank Warren punches the air. The call looks somber. There can be no doubt, surely, that Franklin Roy Bruno, has entered boxing history for Britain on a momentous night of sport here at Wembley Stadium.
Yes, it's took him 4 attempts, but he's finally done it, and nobody deserves it more. For all the years of hard work and dedication that he's shown, he's finally got it. Heavyweight champion of the world.
Well, we still await the official confirmation, but I don't think any 3 judges anywhere. Laura is in there, she's kissing him. It's the first time they've seen each other for 7 weeks. He's marked around the face, there's blood coming from the mouth, but that really was a performance by Bruno to confound all his critics, wasn't it?
Yes, he showed great maturity. It was a very educated display. He jabbed when he had to, control the fight with the jab. Good solid shots inside, and then he tied McCall up and didn't allow him to work. And really it was a great performance from Bruno, and he's finally done it.
Well, we are breathless here at ringside at Wembley Stadium, because we have witnessed a moment of sporting history that they will talk about for a long time. I'm sure of that. We await the confirmation of it. Bruno holds up his hand. I don't think it's really sunk in. What it could mean for him is a very big money fight with Mike Tyson, of course, next year. But he's not thinking about that at the moment, because I really do believe, Bruno, when he said this time, it wasn't about the money, it was about the glory and fulfilling a dream he's had ever since he was a little boy. What a moment for Bruno, who went to a proper school for unruly boys in Sussex, Queensberry. Talking to each other now, and we await the judges' scorecard. But that, I would suggest, Glenn, is a formality.
Certainly, on my scorecard, I had been winning everything. But at the end of the fight, there was a couple of rounds where McCall started to come back and it looked a little bit dangerous for Frank, but he did a great job. I said in the preview that if he controlled this fight on the jab, I thought he could win it on points. He's done it, so I'm chuffed to bits for him.
Glenn McCrory has Bruno as a 5-point winner of the fight. McCall tried late on in the fight, belatedly as it turned out, but Bruno held on to become WBC heavyweight champion of the world. We never thought we'd say it, but Frank Bruno has realised a lifelong ambition, and I'm sure there are celebrations going on up and down the country with all of you watching this live on Sky Sports tonight, and I'm sure Frank would say, have a drink on me. Look at Nigel Benn. Now, Nigel Benn always said to Bruno, you can do it, you can do it. They made him believe, and he really did believe. Now, here comes the decision. Here it is officially.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Malcolm Bolner scores at 115 to 113. Judges at ringside, Newton Campos and Rai Solis both score the bout at 117 to 111. All three in favor of the winner and new WBC heavyweight champion of the world.
Bruno is the champion.
Bruno.
Fireworks around Wembley.
Boxing history on Sky Sports. The road has been long for Frank Bruno, a decade of disappointment and frustration, but he would always tell anybody who would listen that he could do it. Always a decent man, always a totally honest and dedicated professional, and tonight he's on top of the world, and who can say he doesn't deserve it? And what a feeling it must be. We've talked to him time and again in heartbreaking disappointment. It's difficult to think of many other professionals, even in this most cruel and demanding of sports, who have consistently exposed themselves to disappointment, even public ridicule on occasion, and he just has taken it and still believes in himself. With the support of his family and his longtime trainer George Francis, he promised he'd come back better. And the scorecards tell you he's done that. He is the world heavyweight champion. And he's talking to Ian Darke, and they have sparred once or twice down the years, believe me. It looks like they're having another sparring match down there. I hope to be able to persuade Ian to get a word with Frank Bruno in just a moment or two, but I think it's first time for the family, for the children, for Laura, the wife, who doesn't see him for weeks before these fights, as Bruno goes into preparatory mode, home and abroad, and around him his brothers, an intensely private and family man. He's known all along where his loyalties lie, and they will tell you that he has not changed. But he's a superstar now in world boxing. The British public have loved him, and now the world knows about him. Here's Ian with Frank.
Right. Well, here we are, amid some chaos and mayhem at ringside. Frank, many, many congratulations on behalf of the whole country for what was a fantastic performance. Has it sunk in yet? You're the world heavyweight champion.
It hasn't sunk in as yet, but I'm just thank God I won, Ian.
You know what I mean? I got this belt around me. It's like a dream come true. All the years I've been dreaming for this. I persevered, and I went with Frank Warren, and he gave me this opportunity in Don King, and I thank him. I thank George. I thank Keith. I thank my brother. I thank John Bloomfield. I thank Ruber. I thank Springs, I thank Lanzarote, I thank everybody that's watching the television, and I thank my wife, I thank my mum, I thank everybody for taking the opportunity of standing behind me. And it was tough in there, but I done it, you know.
You confounded the critics, Frank, because they said you could never last 12 rounds, that your stamina would go, but you proved them wrong.
I did. It was tough in there. It was tough, man, but I done it, you know. It's hard to sort of put it into words because I'm busted up at the moment, but I'm just over the moon, man. I'm happy, you know.
Don't worry about that, Frank. It's an emotional moment.
Uncle Tom, man. No way. I love my brother. I'm not Uncle Tom.
What about McCall? There was a lot of silly words spoken in the build-up to the fight. What were you saying to him there afterwards?
I just said I didn't say nothing about his dad. I would never say something about someone's dad, and I'm not Uncle Tom. I love my people. I'm not Uncle Tom. I'm not a sellout. That's all I said to him, you know. But Ian Dark, thank you for Sky for staying behind me. Thank you to Frank Warren, and thank you for Don King, and thank you for all the people staying behind me, and you know what I mean, persevering and sticking with me, man. Cheers.
You're very emotional now, and you should be emotional. Can you put into words, I know it's a difficult time for you, Frank, but what this means to you, because you must have thought this would never happen.
If I won the £10 million lottery today, it wouldn't mean as much as this to me, because I got my son and I got the belt, you know. I'm just grateful. It hasn't really sunk in. My wife's here, my kids here, and I'm happy. Thank you very much, Don, and thank you, Frank Warren, and Nigel Benn for sticking behind me and supporting me. Everybody that's behind me, you know. I'm sorry I'm being a bit emotional.
How important was that in the fight, Frank, with the support from Nigel Benn, because he was advising you, coaching you every step of the way?
Brother just kept on saying he keep cool, relax, it's all yours, but he's a tough son of a gun. Not a son of a gun, he's just a tough guy, you know, very, very tough, very, very rough, and you know what I mean, I just persevered. It was very, very hard the last round, but I took some shots, and then people say I'm cheating now. I don't know, you know what I mean, it's just, Ian, Mr. Perm, man, I'm just happy. I'm happy. And thanks, Glenn, for supporting me, man, and staying behind me. I proved all the critics wrong. You know what I mean? So I'm just happy, man.
I mean, it's hard to say it now, but there's talk too down the road that you could make a mint fighting Mike Tyson. Don King standing behind us. That's all the talk. They're talking about £7 million. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it?
Frank Warren gave me this opportunity. I just want to go home. Hello, Rachel. I love you, darling. Hello, Franklin. That's my daughter. Hello, Christian. And hello to all the policemen, the CIDs at my house at the moment. Thank you very much, Michael Jackson, for looking after my house. Thank you. I love you all, man. Love you. Sorry to be emotional, but it's ain't sunk in, and it's just unbelievable. Thank you.
Frank, well done tonight. I've been at ringside for every fight you've ever had. We're emotional for you too. Well done.
I'm no Uncle Tom. Believe that, please. Please, just believe that I'm not Uncle Tom.
Well,
but thank you very much.
I don't think anybody's seriously saying you are. Well done, Frank.
Cheers, thank you. Be home, Rachel. Love you, darling. Love you to the bone.
Steve. Frank, you're on live on BBC.
It was the belt, wasn't it? It was the dream. It wasn't the money. It was to see himself up in lights as Frank Bruno, World Heavyweight Champion. Wembley's a place that's been filled with legends for the better part of a century. And in sporting terms, Frank Bruno has just become one.